Daisy, 3 games left in the season. On the brink of inside the 8 as we stand, you play the 2 teams below you and 1 team 2 spots ahead of you. Where do things stand for your squad with the season final, the end of the season approaching?
Yeah, we're really excited at the opportunity in front of us. In terms of making finals and where we end up in the season, we feel like it's in our control, which is a great start and allows us to just focus back on what we're trying to do. So, we just want to improve every week, and Adelaide last week gave us some feedback again that we need to get after, and some of our contest work and then our offensive decisions we're really focusing in on over the next couple of weeks. So we feel like if we get that right and keep improving, they're quick learners, the results and where we land will take care of itself. But we'll either get in because we're good enough or we won't because we've got more work to do. So it's pretty simple.
At training, it looked like you were working on that contest work. Clearances were very one-sided on the weekend. Has that been a point of focus?
Yeah. Our clearance work, I think we went -8 at centre bounce, which hurts, especially against a good defensive team like Adelaide. If it's living in your back half, it's hard to penetrate back through. So a lot of work in there. And then I thought, some of our decisions on offence were a bit unpredictable as well, which a credit to Adelaide and the way they defended. But if we keep improving that, we'll give ourselves better opportunities.
How much do you take out of that last quarter?
Well, a lot, because we're always proud of the way they never give up. That's the type of team we want to be, that we believe we can come from anywhere and that every quarter matters. If we're talking about wanting to improve, 20 minutes against Adelaide, what better opportunity? So loved their mindset going into that. It showed us when our hunger around the contest is right, we can get the ball going our way and then play to our strengths. So it was, good for our belief and some good progress and improvement that we can take into this week.
A shortish turnaround off a 6-day break. Any issues there?
No. We make some minor adjustments in terms of the amount of time spent in here, and if we can win back a bit of energy by shortening something or taking some of the periphery stuff out of our week, we look to do that. But in terms of our actual training, you would have seen today, we're just getting after it and making sure we prioritise that.
What did you make of Geelong last week? That was a good win at home.
They're impressive. I think they've had a really tough draw and played some quality sides. The way their midfield's set up, they've got a pretty powerful midfield who run really hard, and then an exciting forward line that can really challenge you as well. They were challenged by the Giants for a period of time last week, which shows some opportunities to us, but we know we're going to have to play 4 quarters because they just kept coming and in the end put them away with a pretty powerful finish. So we think around the ball they're pretty strong and creative with the way that they use it, and that gives their forwards a real opportunity to be dangerous. So we're going to have to be mindful of that, but we see a way back through them as well.
Maloney was a big issue for you guys last year with the 6 goals. Obviously, difference in seasons, but have you got a match up in mind for her? Yeah,
we've got a couple of options. We try and play to our system so that depending on where she lines up, we don't want to pull apart, the strengths of our back line. So depending on where she starts, we've got a couple of options up our sleeves. But last year, she was impressive. She's an outstanding player, plays with a lot of energy and flair, and is a pretty incredible finisher for someone who only picked up the oval ball a couple of years ago. So, we'll be wary of her and put some time into her, but we're confident in a few options.
Since the Collingwood game, you've been on a bit of a crusade to get the lady standing next to you a Rising Star nomination. How proud are you of her to finally get that recognition? Well,
it wasn't my crusade, it was hers. I think Rentschy did the talking. But really proud. I think, it's awesome to see Rentschy go out there for 80 minutes on the weekend, but to see her behind the scenes and what she puts in, we just feel blessed to have her. A second-year player that for, every day that we've had her here at the footy club, she turns up with passion and energy. She wants to improve. She sets the standards with how she competes and gets after things. So, this recognition is just reward for what she does.
What do you think her best position is long term?
Rock.
Our what if meeting, we joke that our what if planning meeting is just like the Rentschy meeting where we put her. But I see her being a pretty unique midfielder in the long run. with the way that she attacks the game, her appetite to defend, I think she can become a pretty balanced midfielder. But the work that she's doing down back and the job she does down there for us are big team roles, and it's helping her overall development. I think the awesome thing is, you give her a big job, it doesn't stifle her ability to help us go, when we've got the ball in our hands. So it's a pretty good weapon to have up your sleeve.
Jess, where does that appetite to defend come from?
Brothers, not wanting to lose. I only have 2 brothers, but yeah, just growing up on a farm, like pretty secluded from everyone. Kind of, they were them who I played with and like stuff growing up. So yeah, just them really probably, and then not wanting to be beaten ever. Really competitive person, and the whole family is. So card games go crazy, but yeah.
Were you the youngest?
No, middle. So for the forgotten one.
Given you are such a competitive person, your housemate also got a Rising Star nom. Is there a bit of a rivalry there?
Yeah, nah, not really. Honestly, hats off to Lou. She can take it from me. I don't really care. But no, she's very well deserved. And obviously, we're only 3 months apart in age, but the way she has attacked her first year is absolutely incredible. So there is a little bit of competitiveness there, but we're all just honestly best mates, so it doesn't really get in the way of anything.
Tell us a bit about your hometown.
Penshurst? Yeah, nah, she's small, full of paddocks. It's got
Sheep?
one oval, sheep, yeah. Nah, but yeah, small, very like community centred, like one football club from like home. I was the only girl that played footy until playing in an under 16.5 team because that was the league. But yeah, no, I love it. It's a really good town, but yeah, not a lot going on.
So you're playing with the boys in the under 16s?
Yeah, I was up till I was 14 because then, yeah, girls develop and not allowed to play with the boys anymore. So then I had to like travel into Hamilton, and then Hamilton didn't get a team, so I was driving an hour to Portland just to play in a women's side. So yeah, but
So would have spent a fair bit of time mucking around the Grampians, that sort of area, would you?
yeah, a little bit in the Grampians. Yep, Stall up that way sometimes for games, but yeah, not always school camps. School camps are always up there, but yeah, not too much up there. Got a nice view of it though from their farm, but yeah.
Is the Eagles Pride home round, like second Pride round? What does that mean for both of you as player and coach?
I think it's really exciting. I think, in the AFLW, we've led the way in this space. I think how inclusive and diverse our playing and staffing group is, and the fan base that is welcome at our games is something that I think a lot of people in AFLW are really proud of and proud to belong to. So yeah, any opportunity we have to celebrate it even more than what we do most weeks, I think it has a real impact on the broader community. Just creating that awareness that you belong here no matter what your background and what your identity is. I think if we can keep celebrating that AFLW is a safe space for everyone, it's something we're excited to be a part of.
There's been some discussion just on league topics in the league around the AFLW, I guess, trialling rule changes and whether or not that's sort of like guinea pigging or if it's innovation. How do you see that?
Yeah, I think we just trust the AFL and the people that are working hard to grow the game, that they want the best for us and the competition. So we're in constant dialogue with them around our thoughts, and it's quite a collaborative process. But I think ultimately everyone just wants the best for the game and for it to grow. But at its core, we just want it to stay looking like a game of footy. So as long as that's not compromised, we just get on board and do what we can to adapt. And I think, do a really good job of that. Our players have adapted to the rules really quickly, and that's what we challenge them with on game day is to play to the decisions of the umpire and be ready to adapt.
Would you like to see some of those rule changes maybe instead trialled at a VFLW level first before coming?
Yeah, I think they do use the state league level competitions to experiment with different things and our pre-season as well. But most of the time, they're things that we can adapt to on the run. I think the other thing that I'd always argue is just give it time as well. Like the longer and longer the competition goes, that the combination of looking at ways to improve it through rule adjustments versus just letting these 18-year-olds who have had a footy in their hand since they were 5 come in and kind of, evolve the game. I think it's happening on that level as well.
What does chasing history to mean to you, Jess? I mean, it would be your first finals appearance for the club.
I think it's just obviously making history is always exciting, but I think as a club we're very like process driven. So we're not really after like these massive accolades and stuff, where obviously we are chasing them, but it's not something fresh in our minds every day. I think we're just like slowly chipping away and just focusing on progress and stuff like that so that we can just improve each day. But yeah, it'd be really cool to make history.
Rentsch's just trying to beat Lou in her next contest.
Yeah, trying to beat Lou. Trying to beat Lou to Daisy, that's what I'm trying to do.
There has been quite a few Rising Star nominees, both this year and in the past few years. How do you sort of feel being a part of that really young core at this club who can potentially take it forward the next few years?
It's exciting. I think like we are just a very young side in general. So with that young talent coming in, like it's obviously really impressive, and we bring a certain things to the game that probably the more experienced players didn't have quite as we grew up, we had it more exposure to it. So then I think it makes us a bit more exciting, but yeah, it's just a young side. So it can really challenge like older, more experienced sides because we've got something that they don't. So I think it's exciting in that aspect. Yeah.
And Daisy, there was obviously the game earlier this year against Melbourne and then Adelaide on the weekend, have been those sort of top level teams for so long. How do you feel like the list is currently sort of progressing to challenge those teams and even a North Melbourne in the next few years?
Yeah, I thought it was, you know, while we went to Adelaide to get a result, to travel to Norwood, play against one of the you know, powerhouse teams of the comp, felt like we didn't really play at our absolute best, and to come away having lost by 17 points and feeling like there were a few easy fixes. I think while we didn't come home with 4 points and we want to be winners, there's growth even within that. So we were disappointed in our Melbourne game, and it did give us some lessons that, you know, that if you give teams like that an opportunity, it can be pretty hard to reel in. But I thought we improved on that against Adelaide, but there's a gap there we've just got to keep getting after.
Have you been impressed by the growth of individuals this season on the list?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, the amount of work that they've put in, they really drove their off-season and had amazing buy-in and wanted to turn up and get to work together, which gave us a really good opportunity once pre-season started just to layer on top of that. And yeah, there's been some big growth. I mean, Rentsch's been one of them. Our first-year players have come in and impacted. But from the youngest on our list to someone like Callie Gibson or Dana Hooker, to see them continue to improve is almost as rewarding as some of the young ones. So yeah, we want to just keep developing all of our players, and you know, the more competitive and deep our squad gets, the biggest opportunity we'll give ourselves.
Belinda Smith was having a run at training today. When are you expecting to see her back?
Yeah, I think she's about 3 weeks away, Belinda, so she'll miss the rest of the home and away season with a hamstring injury. But yeah, great to see her back out there training, and she's such a team player B. She's having a real impact and trying to contribute even from the sidelines. But yeah, I think she's out for the rest of the home and away, but hopefully we give her some more opportunities to come in after that.